In the exploration of the Americas, Hernan Cortes, a Spanish conquistador and conqueror of the Aztec Empire in central Mexico, sent an expedition in 1533 that discovered Lower California. They considered it an island rather than a peninsula since the ocean currents won't let the ships go any further, so they named the island after an Amazon island in a book called Las Surgas de Expandian, or The Exploits of Expandian, written by Garcia Ordóñez de Montalvo. The island's name was California. Later on in the settling of the Americas, it was discovered that California was not an island but part of a peninsula. So, what if California was an island? What would it be like? What if California was an independent island? The Spanish were right. California was an island. As the Spanish were settling in California, they discovered the easiest route to California was in the southern part of it. So the port town of Sonora was founded to make the traveling between the Americas and California Island easier. Later on, another port city called Port Fernley made for an easier time to get to the island as well. In 1808 and to 1821, the Mexican Independence War happened. With the help of California, Mexico became independent from Spanish rule. Years later, after Mexican independence, the Americas started to settle. Years later, after Mexican independence, the Americans started to settle unclaimed land from the Louisiana Purchase from France. The Americans were settling too close to the Mexican territory, and so tensions between the two governments were growing hostile. On October 7th, 1835, the Texas Revolution started. The Mexican government ordered the Californian islanders to fight in the conflict. Most refused to fight in the war. The Texas revolt ended in January 5th, 1836. Due to the Mexican side lack of military forces, 1839, California citizens started to want independence from the Mexican government, since the war with Texas ended in a failure. The Californian people knew they can't hold against the Mexican army since they lacked the necessary numbers to do so. In 1841, the Californians had their opportunity for independence. America launched an attack against Mexico over territorial disputes. Mexico demanded military aid from the Californias. In response, California raided Mexican trade ships and made a militia to push the Mexican garrison off the island in defiance. The California resistance leaders asked for the Americas' assistance in the fighting for their independence. The Americans agreed to lend support as long as the Californians sent supplies for their war effort. In return, the Americas will lend the necessary armies to win their independence. 2 years later, California won its independence over the Battle of Sonora. After the war, California sets up their capital at the coastal city of San Francisco and gave the province of Sonora to the Americas to represent their alliance and friendship. Thus, the Union of California was founded on June 8, 1844. California became one of the leading global economic powers, with its major cities of Fresno, Redding, Los Angeles, and San Diego, and their major port cities of Monterey and Sutter.